Welcome back students. In last video, we are discussing about some terminologies related with the classification like the species, genus, order, class, family, phylum, kingdom, etc. So in this video, we are discussing about the concept of species. In this concept of species, actually the species, in last lecture we are discussing that it is a basic unit or it is a basic category in case of taxonomical hierarchy. According to the Carl Linnaeus, the species is unchangeable unit. Okay, according to the Linnaeus, the species means unchangeable unit. So he said that the unchangeable means what? No further change or the characters which are not again divided into any taxa. And since the basic or unchangeable unit means the species, it was just described by the Linnaeus. And whatever the characters he take, that is called as morphological characters. So he just consider the morphological characters, and those morphological characters which are just taking for considering the lower taxa, that is species. Later on, in 1809, Lamarck, and in 1859, the Darwin, they put forward their evolutionary thoughts, and so that the monotypic concept was replaced by polytypic concept. Okay, the latter concept which states that the species which undergo the modification in course of time means whatever the polytypic concept is there, in that concept both of them they discuss that the species undergoes the modification as the time passes. So in why the changes are there, and in order to adapt themselves according to the change in environmental condition and to remain alive in that condition, they shows the modification. Okay, so it was just put forth by Lamarck and Darwin. But nowadays, in recent years, the approach of biology has radically changed, and today we are considering the characters. Okay, today we are considering many characters, the characters which are not only the morphological characters, but we consider the physiological characters. We also consider the genetic character. We consider the ecological characters, as well as we consider the phylogenetics. Okay, so by considering all these points, we are discussing the concept of species, or we are just discussing the idea of species. See, initially the Linnaeus discussed the concept of species which depend only on morphological character. Later on, Lamarck and Darwin, they just turn towards the modification which takes place due to the change in environmental condition. And nowadays we are not only consider the morphological or evolutionary character, but in addition to that we are consider physiological character, genetical character, ecological, as well as the phylogenetic characters for understanding the concept of the species. So in 1937, Dobzhansky has defined the species as a group of individuals which, while passing through the ordeal of evolution, has been physiologically and genetically incompatible of inbreeding with other group of individual. So this is the definition. okay, of the species which was given by Doborzhsky. In 1941, the Emerson, which also gives the another definition. Now, according to the Emerson, a species is that which has evolved by reproductive isolation and genetically distinct group of natural population. Okay, so many other scientists are there like Mayer, Simpson, Christopherson. So these are the different scientists who just discuss about the species, what species is. Okay, so everybody gives the definition for species. Okay, so with a new concept of species in our mind, modern taxonomists, they wanted to establish a natural system of classification. Okay, and according to the modern taxonomist, now we are studying the different types of species. Okay, so in different types of species, the first species is allopatric species. So in case of the allopatric species, see the many species are there. There are total 12 different types of the species. The first one allopatric, second one sympatric, third one parapatric, then sibling species, cryptic, monotypic, polytypic, endemic, transient. Okay, then the panmictic, apomictic. So these are the different types of the species. Now we study them one by one. So the first one is the allopatric species. See, two or more related species, they have the disjunct geographical ranges. They are called as the allopatric species. For example, the Indian lion and African lion. Okay, see, the concept of subspecies is present in zoology only. It is not present in the botany. So here the Indian lion, which are called as Panthera leo. Okay, so this is the scientific name, but we are considering the scientific name of the Indian lion as the Panthera leo persica and the African lion as Panthera leo lea. So that is the difference. Means only the subspecies is changes. Why? So here the two or more related species, they have disjunct geographical ranges and we call them as the allopatric species. Okay, means they only differ in their habitat or geographical habitat, while remaining other characters remain same. So we call them as allopatric species. Then the second type is known as sympatric species. So here in case of sympatric species, two or more species, they are said to be sympatric when their geographical distribution overlaps. Through they may segregate into different ecological nature. Okay, how? So for example, the fig frog, Rana gryleo, and the gopher frog, Rana aerolata. Okay, so the first one, that is Rana gryleo, they are aquatic, while the Rana aerolata, which is restricted to the margins of swampy areas. Means see here their actual ecological nature. Okay, that is a different, and since we call those species as a sympatric species. Third one is the parapatric species. So in case of the parapatric species, these are the species which have the geographical ranges with a very narrow region of overlap. For example, flightless Australian grasshopper, we called it as the Morsa scura and the Morsa vitica. So these species, they found in the nature mostly through the chromosomal rearrangement. Okay, and we call them as the parapatric species. Means here what happened? Why the two species are there? The two species, different species are there due to the chromosomal rearrangement which takes place, and that's why we call them as the parapatric species. Then the fourth type is there, we called it as sibling species. So two or more than two closely related species which are morphologically alike, means same, but behaviorally or reproductively they are isolated from each other, they are separate from each other, or they are different from each other. We call them as the sibling species. Okay, though they are very closely related, but their behavior is different, or the reproductively they are isolated from each other, though they are morphologically alike. So such species are known as the sibling species. For example, Drosophila persimilis and Drosophila pseudo obscura. Okay, so this is the example of sibling species. Then the fifth one, that is the cryptic species. So here in the cryptic species, the species which are alike on the basis of observed features, but they are genetically and sexually different. Okay, though they are observed same, but actually they are genetically and sexually they are different, since they are known as the cryptic species. So here in the cryptic species, they are capable of interbreeding. Okay, so this is about the cryptic species. Then the sixth type, that is the monotypic species. When the genus includes a single species but does not include any subspecies, that is known as the monotypic species. So in that genus only single species is there and no subspecies. Okay, so here we call it as the monotypic species. The next one, polytypic species. So here in case of the polytypic species, when a species contains two or more than two subspecies, we call it as the polytypic species. Okay, then the next one, endemic species. So here in the endemic species, the species which are found in a particular region only, and we call them as the endemic species. For example, Indian elephant or nilgai or rhinoceros, they are only found in India, so we call them as the endemic species. Then the next one, transient species. Species among the contemporaneous organisms, fossil or recent, they are called as the transient species. Next type, that is known as agamo species. So here the species which are those which consist of uniparental organism, they may produce gametes but fertilization does not occur. Okay, because when we study in the process of reproduction, we know that the two different types of gametes, male and female gametes, are there, and when they unite together we call it as a process of fertilization. But here what happens, see, the organisms are produces, but the gametes are not produced by the process of fertilization. Okay, these animals, they are produced by the process of parthenogenesis. Okay, parthenogenesis. See, the parthenogenesis is the process where the egg is developed into the individual without the process of fertilization. Means only egg is produced by female. Okay, eggs which are produced by female, and they are haploid. So these haploid eggs developed into the new individual, so we call them as the agamospecies. Then 11th type, panmictic species. So here the species in which single inbreeding population occur, we called it as the panmictic species. Single inbreeding population is there. Okay, then the last one, that is apomictic species. The species in which there is a mixing of gametes takes place between different individuals, that is known as the apomictic type of species. Okay, so today in this video we learn about the different types of species. For example, allopatric, sympatric, parapatric, sibling, cryptic, monotypic, polytypic, endemic, transient, agamospecies, panmictic and apomictic species. So just try to remember the definition of all the species. Thank you.